Hi, welcome back to channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, the second competition has started for this Dino Park event, and I think the results will be the same as the first. We'll be getting first again, because skis around as usual. The grouping that the developer has made is not that fantastic. Apparently, they try to group people of the same levels together. And always we are grouped together, so there's no way we can basically change. I really love the previous way how it's done, whereby we are grouped randomly, but after which I think for probably a few months ago, when the developer makes changes, you are now grouped very closely with your people that you know really well because they'll be in your competitions. After competitions will all be familiar faces every time, so they're kind of boring. That's not really interesting. So I don't know why the developer want to create this community by grouping everybody together they're so familiar with. So you'll always be seeing the same competitors almost all the time. This is really not really that great because if you want to have some excitement, sometimes you want to try out different competitors, so you more or less know that, alright, so there are different ways of doing things, or people have different pace of doing things, but unfortunately it's not the case. So back to the second competition, we have made a lot of event items, and you can see me struggling to get my trains out because everything is so packed right now. Everything is stalled because we have too many items on hand, and we can't really move much. Unfortunate, when they ask for the items at the first instance, I do not have much of those items, although I've made a lot of preparation, but unfortunately they're asking for the so-called raw materials in a way, but I really made them into the final finished products like the Dino toy and whatnot. So you're asking that the level 1 things like this isn't really something that I prepared. I should have prepared more of those stuff. So it seems like I have to throw away some of the items in order to proceed further. Otherwise I'll be stuck at this situation right now. As I said, preparation is good, and at the same time I would say almost 75 to 80% of the time they'll be asking the event items, because every 4 items comes out, at least 3 I must say, or sometimes out of 4 out of 4 items are the same from the event item. So you can see here now only the building material is different, the rest is exactly the same from the events itself. This is another thing I noticed from the recent events. Previously, there seems to be a good mix, but no longer. So you gotta bear this in mind, because I suspect it's because they want you to spend gems or real money to upgrade your event factories. Because if you do not, you just come from the developer perspective of it. How do you make more money and make more higher revenue? It's basically how you spend gems. How do you force you to do so? Only ask for event items, so you're stuck. If you only have 2 slots in your factory, you may want to increase or higher, and of course in order to do that you may have to spend gems and extra money. For me, I've been saving about 300-400 gems throughout the pre-event. I'm going to spend all on this event itself. Additional dispatcher, we have upgraded 2 additional slots in the factories, and at times whereby running out of time for the bonus EP, I was just gonna spend a bit of gems. I think I will spend like 12 gems or so just to get back a few trains. This is how it works. No other choices. When time whereby you lack of gems, I think that would be small trouble. Once we started in this with the good EP hit start of 240 gloss, I think that us to the top 5 or actually top 3 positions. If you do not have that EP hit start, you'll be struggling down there, wondering what to do. So it's really important you have those EP hit start, and one of the items, also called the customers for the EP hit start, must be with bonus. So yeah, you have a higher number. Everybody is doing that, so you better do that, otherwise you'll be lagging behind. Along the way, probably is 3 days competition. The first day, I think we should go smoothly without a need to top up any raw materials, but I think very quickly the event items will be dwindling down. Alright, at this very small window period, I was first. All thanks to probably a different window period that we managed to get things done. But I said this is just a very small window period because Mosky will actually catch up, and it will catch up with a very huge gap. I'm suspecting right now he could have been having 4 jobs to collect, so that's why he's spreading out his resources to do the delivery for 4 trains, or actually 4 customers with his trains. So that's why he's slightly slower, but once he comes back, the gap could be 100 or 200 or even larger. So that's how normally he plays, and I really know that. So I'm not surprised when he comes back with a huge margin. The other player I'm not too concerned with because based on experience, competition or competing with him, it seems like there seems to have a lot of downtime from his side, so not really big concern. Whereas Mosky is like myself, we set alarms every 1 hour, we enter the game and just continuous playing. So that's the difference between ourselves and the rest of the players. From here, I do see another strong competitor coming up, which I'm gonna share with you later on. But that not really a big concern. You can see there is the number 4 person. There seems to be a moment whereby he overshot and it becomes second, so this was a brief moment as well. Alright, so the second guy, as usual, will come in aggressive initially, but eventually will win off. So hopefully that continues at this juncture. Still not yet filled. If you join only at this moment, you will be losing big time. So very close to the 4th person, so you can see the 1st and 2nd, they are really having a great gap there. As I said earlier, when Mosky comes back, he'll definitely have a very huge margin. That's really expected, about 203 margin. That's really a lot, and sometimes I do wonder how many trains he has and how large his trains are. Really suspecting that he had really full capacity trains for most of the trains itself. He has been really lucky in Russia, I believe. So possibly going to activate that bonus round again. If you're concerned about activating the bonus round and progressing too fast, do not be worried. The fastest completion of 100% will be rewarded with huge EP drops. So the higher 100%, the faster you reach 100%, the better it is. So not to be too concerned with that. Alright, 13 more before I can claim that bonus there. So I'm going to do that later on. Alright, gonna do that, finished it. Fast forward the timing for you. So we have 2 more trains to go. Alright, so that's great. Alright, we go back to 2nd. But when our gap is 250, you can imagine that how fast it is. Is he trying to create like 500 gaps? Sometimes I do wonder. So you can see we have another competitor just came out, the 4th person. So sometimes you can bear in mind and notice really good competitors and see how well they do by monitoring them. Eventually you remember their name, and they will come in and be very familiar. And you know that these are the few really active and aggressive competitors. So for now, I know Mosky, I know the 2nd guy, or sometimes 4th to 3rd. That's very familiar. The other 2 probably, hopefully it's not going to be that aggressive, but I'm going to monitor that. So now things seems to run up soon, faster than expected actually. Given the huge quantity they're asking, probably that's the reason why. Alright, so we got this bonus. This bonus is really good, 141 EP. Can you imagine that? That's really a lot. Alright, activated another one. This one gives gems. Alright, probably gonna do this. Fantastic, they're asking for Dino toy 1000 and 1100 plus. So that allows me to clear off some inventory space, because inventory space is running low initially. So with that 141 EP, probably gonna propel higher. Yes, made some good progress there, but it's still about 109 difference from Mosky, so I've still got a way more to work with. The 2nd place is secured at this juncture. hopefully it maintains. Wondering whether the third person will be aggressive as well. So like I said, a little monitoring is required, but at the same time, let me share you the purpose of having all this glue is really about wood. So gradually you'll need wood as well, because it's one of the subcomponents required. Alright, I'll give you a progress update again in the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.